Good afternoon, folks. This is Deb. So now that Fascist Fest is over down in Washington, D.C., I'd like to make a few comments. Now, I didn't watch it. I'm not looking at any videos of it. I'm not interested in what Donald Trump had to say because nothing he says means anything to me. I don't support him on anything he has on his agenda. Okay? So let me just say this, all right? The only person who had any spine at all was Michelle Obama, who did not attend the inauguration. Let me just say this. Joe Biden, Jill Biden, Kamala Harris, Doug Emhoff, Bill and Hillary Clinton, they would all have been better served had they stayed away. They could have gone to a Martin Luther King event and honored a real man, a man who fought for people's rights as opposed to a despot who wants to take people's rights away. All right, I'm going to have my say. I'm getting it out there. I'm a Harris supporter. I have supported Joe Biden. This, in my opinion, was a calculated mistake. All right, a mistake. I know the whole goal was because it is important that one side of the aisle observes the rule of law. And that was done with the peaceful transfer of power. It could have stopped right there. It should have stopped right there. All right. Let's remember that Donald Trump did not attend Joe Biden's inauguration. But the time is over for us to be bigger than them. It is time for us to take the gloves off now in a very serious way. The other people who were there who absolutely disgust me, and no, it isn't Carrie Underwood and the Village People and all of those losers from Hollywood and the music world, okay? It's not Snoop Dogg, who I never liked to begin with. I don't get the whole I love Snoop Dogg bullshit, okay? The people who were there that really disgust me were Cardinal Timothy Dolan of New York, who gave the invocation, and Franklin Graham, who is the head of an organization called Samaritan's Purse. Religious people attending the inauguration of Donald Trump would be like, in my mind, religious people attending the inauguration of Adolf Hitler, Vladimir Putin. It's disgusting. People like Timothy Dolan is why I never step into a Catholic church ever again. I was brought up Catholic, okay? And I was taught that everything that Donald Trump is doing and plans to do, from the deportation of millions of immigrants who have been the backbone of this country's economy, to the torture, literal torture, whether it's emotional or not, of the LGBTQ community, people of color, transgender people, that goes against everything God ever stood for, in my opinion. All right? Let me just make a couple of comments here. There's a difference between spirituality and the Catholic Church and religion. Organized religion was created by man, not by God. Actually, God threw the money changers out of the church, okay? He threw the money changers out of the church. We have money changers right now in all religious sects, okay? All religious cults, because that's what they really are. The Catholic Church owns the largest collection of art in the world, okay? All right? And it's not like they use that money to help the poor. They don't, all right? Franklin Graham runs this thing called Samaritan's Purse. He's supposed to be helping people with that, but yet in 2009, it was discovered that he was not only collecting a full salary from Franklin's Purse, but salary from Billy Graham's Evangelistic Association. And the year before that, he made $1.2 million. This is supposed to be a man of God, okay? And we have these people down there, these religious people, literally offering aid and comfort to a fascist pig who is going to hurt millions of people all across this nation and, in some cases, all across the world. To me, that is the most heinous act I have seen. And Timothy Dolan and Franklin Graham should have their names attached to the massive deportations that are about to follow, because it was also reported today that they will be meeting to discuss how this begins in Chicago. They're not backing off from any of this. This will not just hurt the immigrants who are here in this country, it will hurt the farmers. Because I don't know who you think is going to pick crops in a field, but I can guarantee you it ain't going to be Whitey, okay? They're going to lose their crops. They're going to lose their harvest because of this. It is going to cause food prices to go up. It is going to make it impossible for poor people to feed their families. There's going to be increased food insecurity. And while they're at it, Donald Trump and his henchmen want to cut food stamps. So you tell me why anybody who claims to be a man of God would attend this man's inauguration. It is revolting at every possible level. Now, let me make one final comment. Because little Mr. Orange Man had a hissy fit, they flew the flags at half-mast only in certain states today, because we didn't want Donnie's underwear to get in a bunch. So we flew them at full staff in Washington because we continue to appease this man, this little man baby, okay? I'm proud to say that the state of Massachusetts left their flags at half-mast, while the red states returned theirs to full mast. Why is it at half-mast? Let me remind you. That is a common practice when a former president dies. And we are still observing Jimmy Carter's time in the limelight. So, in closing, this is the time we fight back, okay? I've had enough of this shit on every possible level. Make your feelings known. There is no stopping what you can do. You can contact Timothy Dolan and let him know how you feel. I intend to do that. People who are evangelicals, who are against Donald Trump, and they are out there, should contact Franklin Graham and let him know how you feel. It is time, people, for us to be heard. This is the perfect opportunity. So let's stop wallowing in our loss from November. This is January, and the reality is here now. It is time for everybody to stand up. And this is what we must be doing to save this nation. We should not be cowering in this flaming orange asshole's wake. I will talk to you all later.